The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 458. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap-Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She's an interior and product stylist, a digital content creator, and she also has her own lifestyle blog, so I'm really excited to have her on and share her story with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Marilen Montenegro. Marilen, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, Sheena. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. So I think you did a good introduction. I have a lifestyle blog. It's called www.marilenstyles.com. I'm an interior stylist. I create content for brands. They use it for social media. I can say that I create photos for them. So if you have a brand, I style their photos and take pictures of it for them to use on their website and social media. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Marilen, what's your cultural background?
I am Filipino. I grew up in the Philippines, but I have Spanish and Portuguese blood also.
Thanks for sharing that. And what'd be your favorite self-confidence quote?
There was a book that I read when I was in high school. I think it's called Hope for the Flowers or something like that. And I'm not mistaken, this quote comes from there. It goes something like, plant your own garden and decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to give you flowers. So that really struck me when I was in high school and college. And I've sort of used that to motivate me in life.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I love your quote. Sometimes we just have to go out there and just take action on what we want to do, right? A lot of people feel like they're not worthy enough to go out there and do it. But if you just, take that first step and just keep going, it's amazing what you can create. So thanks for sharing that great quote. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence, it's number one, being completely at peace with yourself, knowing who you are, where you stand, and not letting anyone else or any other external factors dictate your outlook in life.
Thanks for sharing that great definition. And I like that what you mentioned, not letting external factors, dictate how you live, because especially growing up as an Asian woman, we always feel like, we have to live for other people. Maybe our family tells us to go to school, get a job, and, kind of like work for the rest of your life. But there's always other ways of living, right? Especially, being an entrepreneur, doing the things that you love and create a career at the same time. So I really love that you mentioned that. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
There was a time during my high school days when I really could say that I had no self-confidence. I think like when you're in your teens or when you're in high school, that's when you're experiencing a lot of changes in your body. You begin to get very self-conscious. So you're like completely lost. And I think to top it all, I had to undergo surgery. I had a thyroid cyst in my thyroid gland, so they had to remove my thyroid gland, and I had surgery, and I had this really noticeable scar on my neck, right? So this was around like when I was probably 15 or 16, and it wasn't anything serious, but they had to remove it, but that really dampened my self-esteem, and it took like maybe about a year before I was able to pick myself up and get things together. So I don't really remember how I did it or what I did it, but I do remember that I had full support from my parents, from my family, and from my best friends. They really helped me get through that tough time. And then, I guess I just started blooming from there, because I even ran for student council. I became team captain of the volleyball varsity team. I was on the theater club and all that. So after high school, I then went on to college, and everything just got a lot easier. I got into modeling. So I would do television ads and then eventually print ads and runway modeling. And I think that really just just helped me build self-confidence, being in front of a huge crowd and all that. And then at the same time, doing well and excelling in my major, which was interior design. So things just fell into place.
Thanks for sharing that. And, especially, in the Philippines where it's like physical appearances is always a huge thing, right? I mean, going through high school with something like as a notable scar on your neck, it does kind of does dampen our self-esteem. And it's great that you were able to have, a great group of people who are there to be with you, right? Because then if anything, they're like your battle scars. It's a great reminder of where you've been and where you are now. And, you were able to go out there, put yourself out there through modeling, through doing your interior work. And, because of that, what's your life been like now?
It's been great. So, like, I've learned to be confident in myself, never really being bothered by the comments in the modeling industry, even if they were negative, or, like you get people really scrutinizing you and looking at every angle and every feature of your body when you're doing a shoot, just so that the layout comes out perfectly or the screenshot comes out well. I guess I learned to really be confident, and if they didn't like something, I didn't take it personally. I made sure that I grew into a well-rounded individual. So it wasn't just focused on the looks, because looks can diminish or they can fade away. But I was excelling in school. I was playing sports. I had a good set of friends. I knew my values. I knew my morals and principles in life. So I guess that built confidence. Eventually, after college, I continued to do professional modeling in the Philippines. I even went to Singapore for a month to do some modeling there too. And then, because I had finished a degree in interior design, I was able to talk about my craft with credibility. And so I began to get interior design related television talk shows or magazine shows. And it's been good, and I've been enjoying.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
That one tip about self-confidence is that you really build your own self-confidence. No one can do that for you. Also, don't ever let anyone speak badly to you, and don't ever let it get to you, because if you build your own self-confidence by making yourself a well-rounded individual, by formulating good sets of morals and principles in life, knowing what you want in a boyfriend or in a man, knowing what you want to be, knowing what you want your body to look like, what food you want to eat, how healthy you want to be. You formulate that, you build all of that for yourself. And once you've done it for yourself, then external factors or whatever other people may have to say about you, then they really won't matter, because in your heart of hearts, you know who you are.
Thanks for sharing that. And that was a great tip that you mentioned. So thanks again. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or check out some of your work, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, definitely. So, social media, first of all, you find me on Instagram. My handle is at Marilen Styles. Marilen, and then Styles. And then my Facebook is also Marilen Styles. You'll find me on Pinterest if you want inspiration for the heart, for the soul, for the home, for organizing and all that. I have a great Pinterest page. It's also Marilen Styles. And then, of course, my website, my blog. So just log on to www.marilenstyles.com, where you'll learn more about me. I have an about page. I have photos there, my portfolios there, some modeling photos. And that's just where I share my heart out. Things that inspire me, things that bug me. That's where I pour everything out. But mostly it's about the home. But I do talk about other things from time to time.
Thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Marilen, you can also head on over to the taoselfconfidence.com and search for Marilen's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I just want to thank Marilen for taking the time to share her story and tips with us on self-confidence. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheena. It's been great. And this is something that I feel strongly about because I struggled with it at some time. So thank you for having me.
No, not a problem. It was really great having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free audiobook by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.